everything that I can for you, darling. Once you found love, you know what it means to me. When you realize what life could be, and you wanna cry, but you love you never see. It'll make you stand up and wanna sing. So baby, stay here with me. I'll be good to you like before, and I'll love you
Hello, and welcome once again to the Dr. Zeero Xiron Free Magic Secrets Show, where we investigate all forms of magic. We talk about all manner of things and stuff here on this here channel. And, if you didn't know about it, I wrote a book called Apex Unhinged. You should check that out. Just Google it. I got all this cool music I made using Suno that's up on this channel. All kinds of sorts of stuff. And the most interesting update that I can give right now, to be honest with y'all, Doc is back in Doc's element, because Doc is supervillain number one, Kingdom Homebum, watch out. And that is true. Doc has fallen through the cracks once again and is back up on the street in a world without food stamps, a job that gives you maybe 2 days a week if you're really lucky, and making it through with all my whims and ways. And other people would completely crumble in this situation within a day or two or 3 or 4. Most people can't handle it. Their minds aren't hardwired for it. And this makes them weak. And the point I'm trying to make is you need to stay 1 foot indoors, 1 foot outside the entire time, because you can never let yourself slip in the imagination and fool yourself into believing that you won't be in this situation again. Like maybe you have a very good run and you get housing for a few years, maybe more than that, and then poop, and one day it's just the rug will get pulled out from under you, and you're never quite prepared, because it takes a lot of money to get into a place, and when the economy is shit, and you get caught, that's what happens. So this is the difference between Doc Zeero. When you listen to Doc Zeero's Free Magic Secret Show, you're hearing magic from a perspective, because you have to understand, with going houseless, being obsessed with witchcraft and magic and the physical universe and nature, because let's say it like this, Doc has more of a simpleton witch outlook on a lot of things, not completely opposed to the general gist of like what Wicca is ultimately all about. I don't dibble dabble with this rule of 3 or karma or reincarnation or all these different things, that these little hocus pocus things that are attacked upon, whatever. But what I'm getting at is when you go houseless, you become fused to the natural world, because the natural world, that's where it's at. And it's made me go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in. And, the people who do practice magic that are indoors people, they try not to be cut off from nature. They try to get involved with it as much as possible, I guess, sometimes. A lot of people are as been noted, they like the look. They like the mystique. They like the power that it gives them over others. They like the glamour. They like the status. They like this and that. But they're indoor house dwellers, so they're domesticated. They don't have their hands in the soil as much. When they're divorced from nature completely, it's a detriment to one's magic and whatnot. And we also have talk about, when people are put in a situation like this, it's like, does the Cub Scout in them come to the forefront? Or is it just a doomed scenario where they just fall apart and they can't hardwire themselves? Because let me tell you, Doc's going to give it to you straight now. The old world, when you could live the bohemian sort of lifestyle and you were in your 20s and you lived with a bunch of people and it's like a big Addams Family house and a bunch of wacky characters and everybody's in their 20s and you're all going up and up in the world and this and this and this. Those sort of environments go away with age. People living like that in an intense way. And the thing is, when you live in that environment, you start collecting shit, and then you're like, I need vintage furniture, and I need this and that, and all this crap that you don't ultimately need. The things that you own end up owning you. And as you go from, collapsing living arrangement to collapsing living arrangement over and over and over through life, and you have to keep dragging all the crap you own with you from one environment to the next on shorter and shorter time frames, eventually you fucking figure it out that this shit is just anchors, and you are stuck. You're stuck, and you have to streamline. You have to get it to the point where, what you own is, what is essential, and being able to pack it up and get out of there in a Lyft ride or two. That's it. That's it, dude. That's it. And I feel like when you're weighted down with all your possessions, and when you need a house full of stuff, and you need, all the little trinkets, all the little things, it just weighs you down. Now, you don't want to permanently live in street world, because that'll just drive you completely insane. You want to, like I said, keep one foot in the street and one foot indoors. One eye is the eye of the street. The other eye is the eye of the indoors world. So the thing is, I feel like that whole indoors life where you're really domesticated and chained down and paying the rent and, you're a house dweller. I feel like it, declaws you, and neuters you. Like I said, domesticates you, breaks you down. All kinds of ways to say it. So what I'm getting at ultimately is, I feel like homeless people, houseless people, they're more into the raw primal nature of life, because they have to fight to survive, and they become so used to it that it's just like an automated response. Walk, walk, walk. The people that I see walking around every day carrying cans everywhere just to fucking exist. The routine, the shit you have to go through. Now, luckily at this moment, I'm not walking around picking cans. I hate the sound of clanking cans. I don't want to be doing that, but guess what? That's probably going to be my future. That's all your guys' future, probably. Because you can delay the eviction reaper as much as you want, But one day you're going to be old and broke down, and people you know will be gone, and there will be no one you can turn to, and they're going to say, fucking pay us or hit the street. And eventually you're going to get flushed out to the street. And you can pretend that that probably won't be your future, but imagine how shitty things will be if down the road, if this right-wing sentiment and these bad management policies continue indefinitely and keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Oh, but it's the chaos of the moment, the lowest moment, the worst management of all time, dripping down, destroying the social net completely. So I'm getting at a sort of mental inequality is what I'm saying. Not to put myself up on a pedestal, but since the situation I'm having to live, the reality I'm having to live is like this, it puts me on a higher vibrational level. Because I'm more in tune, because I have to be. It's, survival. Now, you don't want to be completely like mixed up in fight or flight the whole time because you'll drive yourself crazy. You have to be able to see the forest for the trees. And you have to be appreciative of the gifts of life. The thing is, just look around. You're living in a paradise. The fucking problem is people. People are what is fucking it all up. In my world, I snap my fingers and all the other humans are gone. Yet I still take the time to babble into my phone and let you all know what's going on. But I can flick my fingers and bring them all back at the same time if I want them to. I get to alternate. And it's important to realize you can too. You can shut it all out with the snap of a finger. You know? So I want to talk about the essential thing of that. Things that make you see people for what they are. Homelessness is one of those situations, being put in that. Some people get famous and they say fame changes people, but it's not true. It allows parts of themselves to come out and you see the best and worst in people. It's not, fame doesn't change it. It just allows the opportunity for anything to grow in any direction. And it's about the person's compass, their moral compass, what have you. And then finally, you can judge someone sometimes by the enemies that they have. Now, let me tell you, I'm a supervillain. But I also have supervillain enemies. I have supervillain frenemies, too. Then I have supervillain allies, right? Because I'm not going to pretend I'm not a supervillain. Because as I said over and over on this show, I'm sick of people playing the fucking hero. Fight dirty, get over it. Stop pretending. And, enact low blow. So, I want to talk about how judging Dr. Zeero from this approach, or how I feel confident. And I just wanted to say it's the concept of unworthy adversaries. Because all the true adversaries I have plenty of adversaries. I've got all kinds of people that would cause me grief. Taking flack is my job, right? And when you're a personality such as me on this contraption, talking the things I do, I'm sure to stir the shit cauldron up a bit. I'm here to do that anyway. And I'm just one guy leaving my fucking opinions out there like I'm calling up a voicemail somewhere, and now you're all listening to it. So, but I've stirred up the shit cauldron and made some enemies along the way. And people don't mention me by name because they don't want to feed into me. They don't, I'm not a troll. I'm on a whole nother fucking thing. I'm on a whole other fucking plateau of existence. I don't fuck around with trolls. I don't leave messages on people's things. I don't go on their live streams and troll them. And I turned off all the comments on all my videos to ignore the trolls as well. But still, magically I exist, and I rub people the wrong way who rub me the wrong way. And you got to think about your own rogues gallery sometime. And the truth is that my rogues gallery is totally made up of the most ridiculous fucking people ever. The most ridiculous people. But I do think that I do want to prattle on a little bit about the nature of my adversaries and what makes us in endless battle of wits, magical battle of wits, huh? Because it's not like I'm going to go get into an altercation with people. I'm not looking for that. I'm just going to run my mouth, and you all have to deal with it. And you can like my opinions or not, but, when you start, slicing the heads off chickens and throwing curses at me with your black magic powers, I just run and skip and dance and do cartwheels and shit. I'm fucking wacky like that, you jerky motherfuckers. Because you know how it is. You bunch of jerkies. Bunch of jerky motherfuckers. Well, as I look back upon my life of ridiculous villains in my own life, like I said, this is how you really gauge an individual. And there's normal life of foolish screwballs, and then there's the magic world. And I guess what is good here is that when it comes to magical adversaries, now all we can do is really express our opinions, because I'm not about to get into some silly ass wizard battle with some black magic guys, because I won't waste my time on such a notion. And I guess this is what makes me their adversaries, because they do spend their lives in this silly thing. So, what kind of adversaries does Dr. Zeero have? Well, it's all the people I feel in Magic pushing horse shit. All kinds of horse shit. All kinds of horse pucky and manure strewn about everywhere. And I guess this just leads into things I've talked on the show quite a bit about, but it's just like pissing around with deities, god forms. They're important to play with, but they're toys. You see, like, my central message is that everything is one huge thing. It's all one big interconnected thing, right? So it's this idea that you could split God and Satan into two different, forms, or however you want to put it, however you want to describe it, the dark and the light, the yin and the yang, whatever, because I don't believe in any Satan as an intelligence or whatever. So that, makes me the adversaries of these theistic Satanist folks, because I think they're pulling horse pucky, wasting your time and pulling your leg and pulling their own legs, because it takes quite an ego to for one to sit down and say that they're receiving messages from some, the dark lord of the universe, especially when they have this pantheistic view of like Satan or whatever. So pretty much like anyone who's involved in like this demonic magic stuff or this infernal stuff, I feel like it's just mental masturbation. And I'm here to put an end to mental masturbation of that different, not that all mental masturbation is bad, but very specific kinds. it's an ego trip to believe that, demons are in contact with you or that you command them in any way, shape, or form. And these people get themselves into a fantasy world where all these things are true. And then they take to YouTube and TikTok and such to promote their views, telling other people that they can also control demons and control spirits and be in gnosis with these different infernal divine beings. It's a hokey pokey. It's pretty ludicrous. So I guess the adversaries of Dr. Zeero are best defined by their ability to spread misinformation and spread a fantasy world that is detrimental to individuals. And you can only play with God forms so long before you realize that you're just a puppeteer pulling strings. Eventually, they're going to figure it out. So yeah, my adversaries are those who want control over other people for all kinds of nefarious reasons. I don't want to control anyone. I don't want to be anybody's boss or mojo. I don't, what we say, guru. I don't want to be anybody's like I said, I'm just an intelligence with an opinion, and I'm describing my own path and my own things here and there. But I did want to bring up, I keep seeing again. It's pushing shit in Magick that's useless. Like so I went, and it's like it comes out people's mouths, right? So I go to the bookstore, the larger bookstore in my area, and they have like a very fantastic witchcraft metaphysics section, what have you. Everything you could think of. They have a lot of stuff, but then they have their like 2 glass cases, right? And one's like full of tarot cards. And you walk up to that and you look at everything they have. They have like 2 or 3 decks that are actually relevant, and the rest are all gimmicks. And then you go to the glass case where it has like, oh, here's the super awesome magic books that we're selling that we have to put in a glass case because people steal all the time. And it's like, what are they really gunning for? Bunch of crap from Aleister Crowley, the Simon Necronomicon, which is the biggest joke ever, and fucking the Satanic Bible, which is another joke. Like, they don't even have transcendental magic in that case. Like, if you're going to go fantasy world joke, at least, shit with relevance. But this is what I'm talking about. Is this, the larger extent is, I'm passionate about magic. I'm passionate about people being able to harness all of their faculties, right? I'm very, very passionate about seeing humanity move to the future and what they can evolve into and how they can get stronger and etc. As long as they play with these broken toys and keep broadcasting this shit, it's a waste of time. I've been seeing a lot of people, like seeing that store push the Simon Necronomicon and then seeing people push the Simon Necronomicon as if it's real. It's a Lovecraft supplement, H.P. Lovecraft. It's pure fiction, 100% fiction. Now the thing is, there's all these rituals that are outlined in the Simon Necronomicon in order to contact these supposed old ones, whatever. Again, this is just, it gives ritual framework to someone who doesn't understand how ritual works, and gives them something to sink their teeth into, and gives them a strategy, through this fictional means. But they don't seem to realize it's totally fictional. I mean, I'm seeing some wackadoo stuff. People like signing pacts and blood, and there's no old ones, bro. It's just some shit that H.P. Lovecraft pulled out his butt because he used to write for dime store magazines. That's it. His stuff's good, but it is what it is. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just beating around the bush with this episode now, but I guess the ultimate thing that I'm saying here is take stock of yourself as an individual, and who are my adversaries, my magical adversaries, who are my frenemies, who are my actual enemies, who are my allies on this side of the fence. And if you're coming up with a composite of you have all these enemies against you, and the things they're saying versus the things you're saying, sometimes you can really reveal just how effed up you really are. You can quickly see, like, who's the one that's causing all the problems? Like, who's the one that's making it all swirl down the toilet pipe, Sometimes by looking at your rogues gallery, you can see, oh, wow, maybe raw sewage does flow from my mouth like a broken sewer main. Maybe that's the truth. So yeah, I hope I warmed the cockles of your heart today. Maybe the subcockle area. Maybe the liver, maybe the kidneys, whatever. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. I don't know what else to say today. I just wanted to kind of drop in and this and that. So as always, dude, this is one really hot rockin' outro just for you. And please crank it up because it says it all. All right, later.
The bums on the hill, still there, still there, still there. Same jackets, same fire, same stories and getting higher. The bums on the hill, still there. Nobody knows where they sleep. Nobody asks, they keep. The bums on the hill watching still. Every year, same place, same shadows, same face.